My naked presenter is Fat Mike from NoFX. In fact, I think he's actually played naked. When I was a younger man, my mother had an accident and I ended up homeless. I attempted to continue going to school and ended up staying in abandoned houses, which led me to an arrest, which led me to 7 years in prison. During my stay in prison, I took a job that no one wanted, which was to assist in presenting education for sex. Yes, sex education in prison and anger management. During my time doing that, the reason many people didn't want it was because, well, they thought it was a little flamboyant, as flamboyant as, well, being flamboyant. However, I found a way to be able to express and help them learn and teach me other things. For instance, I used the punch of an article that I had read. It stated that in order for a person to gain HIV from kissing a person with HIV, it would need to be as much as drinking 5 gallons of their saliva. Automatically, people were more concerned about drinking 5 gallons than the fact that it's impossible. And slowly, people started gaining the trust, which showed me one of my qualities, that I was always able to gain people's involvement by having a catchy way of starting things. I love punk music, and in fact I played punk music in prison. I played punk music before I went to prison, and I still play punk music. Now I am tempted to get a punk record label going on. I think presentations are a lot like punk music in the fact that punk music has always been straightforward, has always been about getting the word done and doing it by themselves. Presentations, you have also a lot of things to do. You have to be very composed and humble, yet very assuring, and as a teacher, yet a learner, a student. The book Resonate, according to Nancy Durate, is that you have to be in tune with the audience, not tune them to you. For instance, you have to find the sound, the vibe, the chi of the audience and relate to that so you can follow and they can follow you as well. Punk music has the same quantity or quality. It goes through certain things, especially punk ska. It goes from straight punk music to a reggae beat to back to a punk sound, giving it a rhythm that goes and continues to give the audience to want more. As a presenter, you have to also give the audience something to want to see. So what is next? One of my issues is that I always run out of time. I always seem to go over the other person's go over because I'm constantly speaking. I don't stop. The textbook Resonance states that be a positive presenter, you must be humble and follow the flow of the audience. As I said before, during the prison, we started with 15 to 30 individuals. 3 months later, we were up to 80, and 6 months later, we were up to 120. The reason people started wanting to come was not because I had all the answers, but because we all put our minds together to get the answers. We would write our families at home every other time, gaining so much knowledge, which also allowed the anger management to people to start wanting to try to change their ways in anger management. We had to continue not to think of how we were, but how we wanted to become. I myself have never found myself to be a selfish type of audience seeker. When it came to selfish versus audience center, I've always enjoyed sharing the spotlight with everyone. At a time when we were at 100 plus, I remember we had 3 speakers and we were sharing the knowledge at the same time. We were the three amigos. Speaking on the subject of three, on the three-legged, I've always been a visual type of presenter. However, I continue to go over, and my biggest issue is that I need content. I end up overcrowding, and I suppose that is something else I need to work on.